Hello lovely people, I'm Kielan the Realist Reviewer and welcome to my real quick review. That's right, it's a review for you guys who are really busy people, or maybe you just don't have a lot of time for reviews. This is for you. This is going to sum up the game real quick. You're going to find out, is this game fun, is it worth your money, and what the game is about. And I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. Now, what is this game? What is Banished? Well, basically Banished is a kind of settlers type game. It's basically you're a group of people, you've gone somewhere else. It's kind of like the Pilgrims. You've just landed in America or wherever. You're starting out for the first time and you've got to build up your first settlement. And that's pretty much it. It's building up your first settlement, it's survival, it's resource gathering, and just basically trying to make it in the world, being a mayor of your own little town. When you start out, this is quite an advanced town. When you start out, you've only got a few houses, you've only got a few little things, and you've got to build up, and you've got to be very careful when you first start. That's what I kind of like about this game, straight off the bat, is it doesn't hold your hand very much. Everything is kind of in these not too helpful windows. They're quite helpful in that it has a tooltip, and the tooltip is a very useful tooltip. So it will help you if you're prepared to read. If you're not prepared to read, then you might struggle a bit. But if you're quite happy to pause with a space bar and just go in and read what the buildings do and what everything does. Basically, if you're not prepared to do that, then you're gonna struggle. This is not an easy game to pick up very quickly, but that shouldn't put you off, especially if you're into games like the Settlers, especially if you're into the kind of games like it's not really like Civilization and stuff, but if you're into those kind of games, you should be into this kind of game. I played Settlers. I'm trying to think what else this game is about. There's not too many games of this genre, really. There's kind of Populous, Dungeon Keeper, that kind of thing, but it's not really like this kind of game. This kind of game's like Settlers mainly. It's a bit like SimCity, a little bit of planning, that kind of thing. So if you like those kind of games, you really kind of like this game, I think. The price point at the moment, I believe, is about 18 euros. I'm not sure how much that is in dollars, but it's a little bit on the high side. You may want to wait until it's a little bit cheaper. But is the game fun? The game is a ton of fun if you like this kind of game. If you don't like this kind of game, you're gonna get bored by it, basically. But for me, I'm absolutely addicted to this game. I played it for hours. I picked it up and I loved it. So the game is fun now. If you like this kind of game, the game will be tremendous fun, even though it's very simplistic. Now, how is it very simplistic? Well, basically it's divided up into housing, food, and resources. That's it. That's pretty much it. You've got the way resources are gathered in a stockpile. You've got your barns that store the food. I suppose this is a bit like Anno. If you play the Anno series, it's a little bit like that as well. But not so much trade in the early on. Trade comes later on, and it's a bit basic. It's not terribly advanced. Of course, this is an indie game, so they may be adding more to it. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're going to add more to the game as time progresses. So if you pick it up, maybe they'll add more on later. I'm pretty sure they're going to as well. So as it is right now, it's a fun game to play, and it's relatively easy to pick up, although if you're not prepared to read the tooltips and stuff, you will struggle a wee bit. But everything's pretty much divided up fairly well. You start out as hunter-gatherers, basically. So you start out with a gathering hut. You start out with hunting cabin. You need to build these in order to be able to hunt and gather, which I didn't realize at first. So I had people assigned. You can assign people professions. I had people assign professions without building them a place to work, basically, and you can't do that with this game. So you should build places to work, and you should also assign people to build the place. You need to assign people to chop up the firewood, because every house requires resources, such as firewood to keep them warm, food to feed them, that kind of thing. So everything you have to assign, and you really have to be careful with this and kind of divide them up carefully, especially in the beginning of the game. It's very easy to run out of food if you haven't done a hunter-gatherers. If you go into fields straight away, you're gonna run out of food. People are gonna die very fast. That's my only critique for the game, really, is that there's a bit of tutorial, but it's kind of unforgiving at the beginning. If you don't know at the beginning, don't build fields. If you build fields, you won't get food in time, because it takes an entire year to grow crops. As you can see, the year's split up into seasons, and you won't have enough food to survive the first winter. Kind of like the Pilgrims in America. They didn't have enough food to survive the first winter. There's no Indians to help you. So if you don't have enough hunter-gatherers, you won't survive the first winter. Speaking of winter, here it is. So yeah, you wanna make sure you have enough food to survive your first winter. Apart from that, obviously as the game progresses, you can build a school to make sure that your citizens are more productive. At least your children who become adults will be. You can't actually train the adults already, so they will remain derp until they die, sadly. Maybe that'll change. Maybe they will change that. Of course, you can build a fishing dock. These are kind of standard things. If you're used to Anno, if you're used to Settlers and stuff, you'll be used to this kind of thing. Later on, you'll build a quarry, you'll build a mine, and that will help you build tools, have a blacksmith to build tools, all that good stuff. What else? I'm just going to sum up now what else you can do. You can have a forester that plants and fells trees. That's pretty cool. The graphics of the game are pretty good. They're not awesome, but they do the job. They are fairly decent. I quite like the animations for the deer and stuff. So you can see where the deer are. You can kind of see on the ground where the resources are. They're pretty much all the kind of food resources for the gatherers are all under the forest, pretty much. So you know where to build your gathering stations. You can see here where the rock is, so that you can gather your rock. You can see this stone here, and you can order people to collect your stone and stuff. And of course you can see where the iron is, although this looks too much like stone. I thought this was stone to begin with, but it's actually iron, and you need to select that tool and tell people to collect a bit of iron for you, and your people will go and collect that. With the trees, it's pretty simple. Harvest trees and you can collect your trees, of course making sure that you don't collect the trees around your gatherers or your foresters, because if there's no trees, there's no hunting ground, there's no gathering. So you have to be careful where you remove your trees, and rocks and iron, you can grab them from anywhere that's close to your town. As you can imagine, the game is kind of based around the proximity to your town. You can build paths and stuff to speed people up. Good management is essential in this game. Both kind of people management. With this tool, you can assign people to jobs, people management, food management, resource management. They all play a factor in this game. As you can see, I'm fairly successful. I've got all the food I could ever want, and all the resources I could ever want. I'm finally getting into the end game, when I'm going to start building trading post, all that good stuff. And pretty much there's not much to the game after that. You just basically keep expanding, and you can build bridges and stuff, which require quite a lot of resources. Another critique is getting stone. Once you've harvested the stuff near your town, it's a bit of a pain to get stone. Stone is used in like everything, so getting stone is a problem. I have like 12 people on my quarry, and I still run out of stone. Maybe they'll tweak that later on, I hope. Anyway, guys, that's been the review. I hope you enjoyed it. That's pretty much it. The sound, I haven't gone into the sound. The sound is fine. The soundtrack, the music is nice, peaceful. Sound effects pretty okay. They don't get annoying, which is great. You can turn them off. You can actually, what I like about this game is you can actually go in and change the individual volumes, which is quite rare in an indie game. They don't always do that, so that's awesome. I love the graphics options. You can change many options here to suit your computer. The game options are pretty good, not bad. I like the autosave, regular autosave. Saving system's really good. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that game. Banished is a good game. It's fun. It's just about worth your money. If you're not totally into this kind of game, maybe wait until it's cheaper. It will go down in value. I'm pretty sure it will. Although this is quite a kind of not really unique, but it's very much a genre for a certain clientele, so it will be popular with that customer base. So maybe the price won't go down in the near future, at least. So if you got the money to spare, pick it up, try it out. You'll have fun with it. Hopefully they'll add some more onto it, because it does need some more end game to it. It is quite a short-lived game once you learn how to speed up the game and stuff. You know, once you speed up the game, once you're kind of good for food, you can speed up the game. It's gonna last you a couple of days until you pretty much maxed out the game, which is kind of where the price point comes in. So you know, it's a mixed bag. It's like, if you really like this kind of game, get it, and hope they're gonna update it with more great stuff. If you're not, probably stay clear of it for now and wait till it's reduced, and wait until they add more to the game, you know. But yeah, that's been my review, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please give me a like if you liked this video. If you didn't like this video, please let me leave me a comment. Let me know how I can improve my reviews. I do read all my comments. I reply to you guys. You know, I'm still growing as a reviewer. I'm still learning every day, just like you guys are. So please give me some constructive feedback, and I really do appreciate that, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.